morning, Philadelphia Eagles fans, and good morning, NFL fans, to Week 7, where our Eagles come home for a long homestand and start by playing the Washington Redskins here on Monday Night Football. Now, how do we start this? Yes, I will say the obvious fact. Right now, our Philadelphia Eagles have the best record in the NFL. If you didn't know by now, the Kansas City Chiefs lost on a very weird last 5 plays of the game against the Oakland Raiders on Thursday night, which moved them to 5-2 because they've lost 2 straight now. There's only one team left with 1 loss, and that's our Philadelphia Eagles. But here's the thing with that. How many people actually thought we were going to be there this early in the season? This in command of the NFC East, next team being Washington 3-2. The Giants just winning their first game last week. Being in command of the NFC, coming off an impressive victory over, at the time, a 4-1 Carolina Panthers team that looked like they was coming back and being strong, and Cam Newton getting back to MVP form. How many people saw different aspects of our game, not just being a non-weakness, but a strength? Talking about our second-year quarterback in Carson Wentz, not going through a sophomore slump, and actually protecting the football and passing. I believe he has 3 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. No, not 3 touchdowns, 13 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. Having a secondary that's opportunistic. I mean, think about last week. 3 separate corners. 3 separate corners that people didn't believe in, like Patrick Robinson. We had interceptions by all 3 of them that helped us lead to victory. When people go down, other people filling in has been effective. Vitae filling in for Lane Johnson, really, it's actually been effective. Or play calling by Doug Peterson. Second-year play calling by Doug Peterson, people just didn't believe in. Not able to make adjustments, so they say. Well, he has, and it worked. Or LeGarrette Blount not being able to run. Everybody said that in preseason. Well, he's proven that wrong. So our Eagles are in a very interesting position. Very interesting position where nobody in the beginning of the season believed. Well, very few people. And my other Eagles fans. But what do we do from here? We get caught up in all the hype and say, yeah, we're as good as what the media says. No, the media is just going to say what's popular at the time, and we know that now. Because we were like ranked number 22 in the league at the beginning of the season? Okay. We're not now. And now in all the rankings, we're in the top 3 at the very least, and some of them were in the top 1 after this week. We can't worry about that. You know what we got to worry about right now? It's the Washington Redskins. The Washington Redskins played us tough Week 1, especially dealing with some individuals like Kerrigan. You gotta mention that guy's name when we're playing Washington, because that guy just kills us every single time. He wreaked havoc on us, getting after Carson Wentz, and had an interception return for a touchdown Week 1. So you have to account for that guy. And getting Lane Johnson back this week is very key, because he'll be matched up directly against him. But then the rest of our game plan is very predictable. It seems like we're getting to be that good where you know what we're going to do, just can't stop us. The game plan stays the same, with LeGarrette Blount running for about 15 times. Carson Wentz passing for about 30 times. Playing solid defensive line, getting after the quarterback with 4 guys: Tim Jernigan, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Chris Long, Vinnie Curry, Derek Barnett. Very solid linebacker core with Branham, Hicks, Kendricks. And staying an opportunistic secondary where, without Darby, Rasul Douglas and Jalen Mills and Patrick Robinson in the slot, well, nickel, covering the slot, has been extremely effective, because our defensive line is getting after the quarterback, forcing mistakes. Our run defense is the top in the league, which is forcing for a quarterback to have to throw more, which over time will prove to be the difference maker and cause for them to make mistakes. And making the proper adjustments from our coaching staff, and finding a gem with Jake Elliott as our kicker. Who would have thought Caleb Sturgis was going to go down and we were going to place him with somebody that's actually better, that can kick further and has been absolutely solid. Yes, I'm still riding high off that 61-yard field goal win against the Giants, yes. So this is where we're at. We're a solid football team now. And not because the media said so, because that's what the facts prove. That's what we produce in the field. But we can't rest on that. We can't rest on being paper champions week 7. We have to prove day in and day out, week in, week out, that we're the best team in the league by how we play. We have to continue winning, and the party doesn't start until after we win the Super Bowl. So you know what we gotta do? Is we gotta stay focused. We gotta keep inside of ourselves. We gotta keep all the haters out. We also gotta keep the hype out. And what we have to do is play Eagles football. And that starts, no, that continues Monday night when we take that much more control of the NFC East and play the Washington Redskins here at home. So it's time to prove again on a national stage that our record and how we've been playing is not a fluke, and our Eagles are here to stay as the best team in the league from start to finish. And that this city and our fans and our players and our team and our coaches are not going to be satisfied until we win the whole thing. Let's continue to prove that by beating Washington this Monday night. Go Birds! E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Beat Washington!